Peace. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Symbol conversation. For those that don't know who I am Junes, the original, for the Bantus, by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the what? With the word. I want to give all praise and glory to the Father, for he is worthy to be praised. Sunini is the name. I want to give shout outs to all those that's been tuning in, subscribing, giving feedback, positive, negative. We take all things, but all of this would not be possible if it wasn't for you, courtesy of the Father's awakening. Round of applause for that. Yeah. Hey, man, we're going to have a good one. My apologies, coming on late. Had to take care of a few things, had to set up. I've been giving a whole lot of time and investment into this organization, doing what I got to do. No excuses. Took the time out, had to get my son something, he been really gassy. So, I had to get that. And just regular things, man. But we're gonna have a good one today, man. For those that see the title, man, Uncovering the Hebrew Credo. Remember the Hebrew Credo in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4? Remember? For those that been in these Hebrewic congregations, man, that was the number one thing that they used to always bring forth every time. But what if I told you that phase or that credo is giving reference to Lucifer and to all the fallen deities that comes along with the Hebrew credo? Yeah. It sounds kind of crazy hearing that coming from me, just in general, you may say. But like the word says, you shall know the truth, and this truth shall set you free. But before I even get into that, before I get into the Hebrew credo, I want to give brothers and sisters another viewpoint of proof to show how they changed the genealogies, how Japhet is Ham and Ham is really Japhet, right? I want to give you guys this for those that was unable to wait till the end of the broadcast, because yes, that previous broadcast when I brought that forth was a 2.5 hour lesson. So, we dealing with individuals who's impatient. So I want to take the time out and show you guys this one more time, so you guys can, without a shot of a doubt, know that everything that you has been told has been allowed purposely to lead you astray. So we're gonna do it right now, right? Let me pull up the Bible first. Pull up the Bible first. Give you my Strongs. Hold on. Let me pull up the Bible first. Give you guys my Strongs. So you guys know we was here. For everybody that tuned in, you guys know that we was here, right? So let me show you without the Strong, so you know this is not me doing this. So this is the original version. This is Psalms 106, verse 22. You're going to go down to verse 22. Okay? Wondrous works in the land of Ham. Okay? You see it in here. So now we're going to go into the Strongs. 106, verse 22. Ham. I'm highlighting it so you guys can see it. 8, 25, 26. Right? Ham, 16, 16. But you see, when you click it, you see what this says, right? Sham. Sham. Okay? Let me let this people say it for you.
Sham.
Sham. Okay? Let me let them read this one for you. For you guys that's into the Hebrew stuff.
Ham.
Hold on. Let's say it again.
Calm.
Calm. Okay? 16 times Ham is mentioned. 16 times. Okay? So I want to leave this here. Let me pull up my screen. Let me put up a new tab. We're going to do translate. We're doing translate first. We're going to translate first, people. Hold on. Let me make sure this is out so you guys can hear me. We're going to translate first. Let's go to translate. So as you guys can see, this is English. Easy closer. Okay? Okay? You see it, right? You see what this says, right? Let's flip it around. You see it, right? You see it, right? Let me make these people say it again. So you guys, without a shadow of a doubt, listen.
Japheth.
Okay.
Egypt.
Japhet. Japhet. Okay? Okay? So we got that. So we got that uncovered. Okay? Now remember, Psalms 106, verse 22, it says Sham, Cham. Let me type this in. That's all I want to do. I'm just going to type in Sham. I'm not going to do nothing. Look. You see this? Look. The Shams or the Shampa people or the Astro-Asian ethnic group in Southeast Asia. Oh, how is it? Why is Ham located in Asia? Why? Why? Let's see. Why is Ham located in Asia? What it said? It said Southeast Asia. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. You see how they like to get you misconstrued is they'll say things like Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Burma, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. This is what they want you to believe. This is what they want you to believe. So let me put Sham location. This is Sham, y'all. Oh, this is remember I was trying to look for you guys to show you something. Now that I got you guys times, you see where Sham is? You see the names? You see the names? You see this right here? You see what does this say right here? What does this right here says? This is sin. Bear. You see the names? You see the names? You see the names? You see the names? The Zuckerberg. You see the names? You see with Sham? You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Look. You see the empires? See, but what they failing to let you know is how all of these things is connected to one. See, and they won't let me zoom in on these things. But whenever you get a chance, just look at the names. I just wanted to show you guys this right here. This is what I wanted to show you guys last week, and I was unable to. Because I was working. But you see this? You see this? You see this? You see sin? They're evil wherever they go. Now, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Remember, it was Ham. Remember, it was Cam or Cam. You could use a C or a K. See, when you use the C, it takes you into like the East, Asia, Philippines, you know what I'm saying? Vietnam. But when you use the K, you get the full in-depth when you use the K. Don't that look like all of Asia right there? You see that? India. You see how they're all connected? The Father created one race and the devil created one race. You will know who the Father's creation by the obedience of their children. And you'll know who's Lucifer's creation by the disobedience they have for the Father. I'm showing you guys these things. You guys are witnessing it today. Look, on a broad spectrum. Look when I click on it. Broad spectrum. I thought this was Ham. I thought Cam and Can, which you can find in the Strongs, was this place. Somebody is lying here. See, they didn't think that we was going to be able to uncover this. They thought that we was going to be asleep long enough. Look at their empire. Look where they reign. Look. This is all from KHAM location. I didn't do nothing more. This is these people exposing themselves. See, they thinking they plaguing off your ignorance. They're not thinking that you're gonna be this smart. They're plaguing off your ignorance. They plaguing off your ignorance. All of these people are the same. Look. Plaguing off your ignorance. Plaguing off your ignorance. Plaguing off your ignorance. Plaguing off your ignorance. Because two of those, they fly together. They ride together because they're all together. Like I tell brothers and sisters all the time, whoever you see sitting on these UN seats, even if you see the black people, those black people, I'm starting to believe it could be either Ishmael or Esau that's sitting at those tables with these evil ones. Come on now. Come on. But I just wanted to get that out the way. Look, they look what Sham and Germany got going on with each other. Look, District of Shaman, the Upper Planetana and Bavaria in Germany. Look. Sham lies within the Schamfurt lowland, which is bordered on the south by the Bavarian forest and on the north by the, I don't know what that is, Eberflacher wall. The city lies on the Regen River, which joins the what? The Danubis at the Regenberg. Why are they not telling you this? Now look, Sham, Germany. What is monks doing in Germany? Look, a monk is a person who practices religious ascetic by living a monastic lifestyle, either alone or with any numbers of other monks. But history, monks from the Regenberg founded the Moravian monster, the first oldest church in the Bavarian forest. So what is monks doing in Germany? See, they didn't think that we was going to be able to uncover this. They didn't think that we was going to be able to bring forth this. Look, you guys are seeing this for yourself.
Come.
Listen to how they say it. Listen.
Come. Come. Come.
Come on now. What are we saying? What are we saying? This is right before you. So I gave you. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Okay? So these are the generations of the sons of Noah. We know it's Shem, right? Shem, and Japheth. I'm starting to believe that the reason why they put Ham in there to mimic Shem. Right? So this is the lies. This is the son of Japheth, Gomar, Magog, all of these, Magog, Javan, Tubal, Meshkes. Look at this. Look at these names. You can tell that all these names go back to Europe. See, but what they did is they put Japheth here. So when you start waking up and you start seeing Shem, you're going to take this little peasy island and say that this is my land. Hold on, let me show you this little peasy island. Let me show you this little peasy island. This concentration camp that they're leaving for black folks. This is where they want the children of Akko B to keep their minds on. This look how big is this world. Look how big this world is. Right? Look how big this is. Look at this. This is Japhet. This is Shem's. This is Japhet. This is Shem. And this is Ham. So even this area that wasn't given to none of the brothers, this area is bigger than this. Hold on. Let's look again. Let's see what else is bigger. Oh my geez. So even the whole Western region, America, Canada, everything is bigger than this right here. Hold on. We're not finished. Greenland. Look at Greenland. Greenland is all the way up here. And this is about the same size as this. Let's see. Australia. Look at this. Australia is the same size as this. All of this is every single thing over here is Ham, Sham, Cam, all of this. And if you don't believe that this is all Cain's children, just follow their heritage, follow what they do. Look, I just showed you the empire. Look at this. Look. All the same people. Now, put into consideration that this so-called South America connects with Africa. You can see it. Look. You see it? You see this piece right here? It's an instant connection. All of this is of the fathers. You see, these things aren't connected because these deep areas is a dub. No, America and all of these things, they all connect to these areas right here. That's why the Father allowed the people to do what they do. All of this is connected. All of this, Canada, America, all of that could connect right here. All of that. You could even see it's gonna be on the outskirts. It couldn't even fit in compared to how this it's just a gradual connection, just gradually just tick and stay put. I'm giving you guys some wisdom today. Don't let nobody fill you up with foolishness anymore. We're too advanced. If you know the Father's name and you call it on Sunini and you doing all of that and you still in a level of confusion, listen, you're playing the wrong playing field, man. I had to get that out. Like even during the week, I was like, yo, I really gotta bring this forth because people is really not understanding what's going on. People's really not understanding what's going on right here before you. No more debating. No more having to prove nothing. If they got something to say, tell them watch the first 10 minutes of this video. We're not doing that no more. The Father has taken the veils off the eyes. Now you decide. You make that decision if you want to be led astray and still be oblivious and acting foolish and put your pride in and don't want to hear it and having excuse after excuse. Or you can take this information, you can process it, you can fast, you can pray, and you can get yourself right. Get yourself on one accord with the Father. If not, I'm not here to force nobody. We're not doing that no more. 2023. These people got another pandemic on the way. I ain't got no time to be sitting here having to prove nothing to nobody. If you're not taking heed by now, in the times that we in, it wasn't meant for you to take heed. If you're waiting for things to get catastrophic and things really to occur for you to wake up, it's not meant for you. Because we supposed to, as just individuals, those that's in the know, we supposed to be 10 steps ahead of the enemy. You're waiting for the enemy to cause the chaos, and then you're going to come ask the same enemy for help. Or you're going to take your frustration out on the very exact people that's been telling you to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually, get in line. Denounce all religion. Christianity is a religion. Islam is a religion. Judaism is a religion. Hebrew Israelism is a religion. If you go inside of an organization, and the organization allows you to disobey the Father, when the Father says the Father said, "Thou shalt not take in any manner of blood," but then you go inside of these situations and they tell you to drink blood, or they tell you that it's okay to eat crab, or it's okay to eat shrimp, and it's okay to do that. Just know that you are in a Luciferian complex, purposely there to serve and honor Lucifer. And they just gave you an image, another commandment you breaking. And you're wondering why in 2023 we still the tail and not the head. Why we still haven't gotten ahead. How come we still haven't gotten to that? Like, you asking these questions, and the proof is in within you. You're the reason why. The Father is doing his part. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing the Hebrew Credo. And that's what we came here to expose, this Hebrew Credo. Let's pull that up first. Let's pull the Hebrew Credo up first. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's pull up the Hebrew Credo, guys. Let's put up the Hebrew Credo. Here we go. The Hebrew Credo. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Let me say that again. Maybe you guys are going to hear it. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Let me say that one more time. Maybe you guys are not hearing it. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." Lord is just one. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Let's go to Isaiah 14. And what does that say? It says, "How art thou fallen?" Matter of fact, let me let her read it. Let me let her read it for you.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? He didn't weaken no nation. He didn't weaken no nation. He weakened one nation. The nation, the children of Akobi. He weakened one nation. Every other nation, he has rose to power, and they got complete control. But there's one particular group that is super weakened, that is still being left weakened. By who? Lucifer. For thou hast said, listen, for thou hast said in his heart. He said this in his heart. He said, I will ascend into the heavens. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. He would, when you hear the word throne, because you know he doesn't have access into the heavenly realm no more. He doesn't have access. When he says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, he's going to make you view him and honor him more than your own father. When you look up into the stars and you thinking that you're praying and you bust in a prayer, you talking to the man that sits above the stars of the gods. He said, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. Now, all congregations, he's sitting there. All congregations. He's the one sitting there at the pinnacle of the congregation on the side of the north. So when you desire to go to the side of the north and want to be a 1948 kid and you want to get praise and you want to call on all these fallen deities, we're going to get into it. Just know you're giving reference and honor to him. Right? He says what? He says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He's gonna be like he know he can't have you calling on Sulini, so he's gonna make you call on Lord. He's gonna make you call on God. He's gonna make you do the Hebrew Credo, and you're gonna say, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." Uh-oh. Where is he going with this, guys? Where is he going with this? We're going right here. Matter of fact, let's start here. The Hebrew Credo is given a reference to all these three deities, Isis, Ra, and El. Hear, O Israel, is Isis, Ra, El. Hear, Isis, Ra, El. The Lord our God is one. Is one. He made all of this into one. He made all of this into one. Let's read a little bit. It says, this is going to be a bit long, but then again, it needs to be. There isn't much to cover on this topic. Do you think Israel is a geographic state, a conscious state, or is it both? We will start with a short scriptural review according to the Old Testament text. Let's read. It says, in Genesis, we find the story of Jacob, a grandson of Abram and a son of Isaac and Rebekah. He is mostly commonly known in the Bible for his cunning. Listen, for his cunning and deceitful ways. The Father does not deal with deceitfulness. The Father does not deal with liars. The Father does not deal with anything unrighteous. This is a mockery. You know, like how when your big brother was on getting ready to be hung, he said, "Ella, Ella, la sabatani." The same thing. Every time somebody in a high magnitude, in a very prolific position within the word, they put a level of mockery in there. They changed Abram's name to Ham, so the Abram could refer to them. And when they start taking control of the book, you're gonna view them as relatives, right? That's what they did with the Abraham. That's why ever since they changed the name to Abraham, that's when your Arab felt like, nah, they're inclusive. So now they're telling you they're Ishmael. The Europeans said, nah, man, yeah, I'm an Esau. They gave you this. They gave you this. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me talk to you guys for a minute, because you guys are unlearned, right? When brothers and sisters was waking up in the 1960s with this Hebrew movement, two brothers here in New York was being taught by rabbis. So every information that you guys have received or have, your foundation was founded off lies and purposely given to you by the very exact people who are known not just by the world but by the Father himself as liars. Our big brother said, "You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do." And they get lustful when they deceive you. And they see that you get led astray, that they see that you're walking in a path that's going to lead you straight to hell. They like things like that because they want you to go, they want you to never receive the promise that was given unto you. They want you to receive the judgment that's coming upon them, their father, and any fallen angel that had their hands in the world's destruction. This is what they doing. So we really gotta start uncovering. Just like me breaking this thing down with the Ham and the Shem and the Japheth, you really gotta understand that these people spent years. They got a 400-year head start on your ass. And it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. So when I see brothers running for these people, running to their resource as the end all be all, you know when things was revealed to you by the Father, and you know when things is revealed to you by the enemy. See, when the enemy revealed things to you, it doesn't make sense. It still got you scratching your head. When things is revealed to your father by the Father, revealed to you, it's one of those, oh wow. See, that's why I was feeling like that. That's why I was doing this. That's why. There's a big difference of revelations that's taking place on this earth. See, the devil is working just as hard as the Father is working. But the Father is doing his due diligence to set you free, and Lucifer is doing his due diligence to cast you into the lake of fire. And brothers and sisters, rather serve the creature than the creator. Brothers and sisters, rather serve man than serve the Father. Because when you argue with us about things that's just plain to see now, it's because you are holding to a teaching given to you by man, then accepting the 2020 awakening, because he said 20 times 20 equals 400. The 2020 awakening of the Bantus, you reject that to embrace the teachings of a man. Let's continue. Right? Cunning and deceitful ways. The only people that have been deceitful is the children of Lucifer. The only people that have been cunning has been the seed of Lucifer. See, they had to put this in there. So when you start waking up and you start paying attention to the characteristics, they are the deceitful ones. This is why, listen, they are the Israel. They not the Akobi. Heck, they are the Jacob. They not the Akobi. They are the Jacob. They are that. Let them have what they want to have. See, you can't argue. You can't argue. See, they could argue with you. They could argue with you about the title of Israel. They could argue with you about being Jacob. They could argue that. But tell them, are you an Akobi? They're going to say, what is that? It's because it wasn't for you to know. They can't argue about being a Bantu. They can argue. They got all rules, laws, and everything put in place for you to combat them being Israel, for you to combat them being Jacob. They have an argument. But there's no argument. There's no laws when you tell them you're not an Akobi. When you tell them that I'm not a Jacob, I'm an Akobi. When you tell them that I don't know, I'm not an Israel, you can have that. I'm a Bantu. There's no law for that. They can't even claim it even if they wanted to. And because they couldn't claim it is why they configured and started putting interjections within the word to deceive you. You don't see this? But I digress. Okay? It says, cunning and deceitful ways, especially towards his twin brother Esau, from the time of his birth until his wrestling encounter with an angel. Now it's an angel. I thought he didn't even know who it was. Right? Jacob was associated. Listen carefully. Jacob was associated with trickery and deception. Does that sound like somebody that the father's gonna give his blessings to? Come on now. Come on now. Jacob was associated with trickery and deception until he changed his ways and his name. So before his name was changed, he was just a tricky and a deceptive individual. And the father said, I'm going to give my blessings unto him, knowing that his heart was trickery and full of deception. Don't that sound like Lucifer to you? Don't that? You know what? I'm not even going to go there. It says Israel comes to us from the Hebrew name, right? Meaning God's contents from the root. Sarah, meaning to contend, to fight. El, meaning God. In the Old Testament, it was Israel, who was formerly named Jacob. See Genesis 32:28, who wrestled an angel, right? Jacob, Greek. Look at Greek. Look what it says. Yakobas. You see what they say? Yakobas. They can't say Yakobi, so they put Yakobas. Was then given a new name by the angel. That name was Israel. Jacob means Jacob means heal. That's what Jacob means. Jacob means heal. Or was it the supplanter? Right? He was born holding his twin brother's Esau's heel, and his name explained his meaning in Hebrew, holder of the heel, and also meaning to follow. The ancient national of Israel, see, they put all of this, but they don't put the supplanter. Because remember when you read when Isaac, after he gave so-called Jacob the blessings, he then said, and then when Esau came for his blessing, he says, well, I gave it to such and such. And then it says, well, he's really living up to his name. It's the supplanter. But when you come to this, it says Jacob means heel, to hold on the heel, also meaning to follow. Let's continue. The ancient nation of Israel and the modern state of Israel took their name from him. Okay? Let's continue. It says, you might be surprised how much more there is to the story when presenting with a deeper mystical view, and one you more than likely have never heard from a pulpit before. Now, time to go metaphysical. Bear with me. It gets deep. Let's start with a fast breakdown of the symbolism containing into the actual word Israel before we go any further. Israel, Isis, Ra, Elohim, right? Let's go. Isis, the divine feminine, the mother. Ra, the divine masculine, and El, the Spirit of God. Does that sound like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit in the New Testament? Let me show my face here. Don't that sound like the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit in the New Testament? Don't that sound like the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit in the New Testament? How many of you guys even knew this? What are we praying to, people? I gotta ask this question. Bantus, please. Hebrews, all of you guys, please explain to me, what are we praying to? What are we praying to? What are we praying to? Doesn't that sound like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? So Isis is the female, Ra is the male, and the Elohim is the God. We know that we don't serve Isis. We all know about that in the two Babylons. All you so-called Hebrew Israelite, so-called scholars know this information. You know this information. You know this information. But yet you rather fight. That's a spirit. That's a legion inside of you. You know how that legion got inside? It came 7 times stronger than when you was in the Christian church. You know why? You know how that legion got inside? Because of the real legion. Real legion got inside of you. And you ain't never gonna be able to take it out until you do what our big brother said to do. What he said to the apostles. He said that some spirits aren't just gonna just go away like that. Some spirits is going to take a large amount of fasting and a large amount of praying. And we're not gonna say praying. It's gonna take a large amount of connecting, conversating with your Father. Doing what Job did when he was going through his trials and tribulations. Job cut off his hair, shaved his beard, was butt naked and said, I'm going to stay right here. I came in this earth butt naked. I'm going to go out this earth butt naked. But when you missing the concept, he was always communicating with the Father. He was always reaching out. He said, your Father, do what you got to do. See, these are the things that we're not doing. These are the things that these religions are not telling us. Why aren't they telling us? Because they need you under their control. And these brothers and sisters know this information, but yet still want to be combative, still want to fight the truth, still want to call on Jesus Christ, Yamashiach, Yahweh, Yahushua, still, no matter what. Come on now. Let's continue. It says to clarify these 3 elements. Isis, the Egyptian goddess, also seen as the moon goddess, Ra, the Egyptian sun god, and El generally was meant to signify God/deity. Remember? I read to you in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. You see, I put everything in perspective because I don't want to leave nothing unturned. Let's continue. El was a name inscribed to the chief deity. Listen, inscribed to the chief deity in the Semitic world. Example, El, and used biblically. Elohim, El-Jai, Eleazar, Eli, Elizabeth, etc. Now we move to the mind and the function of the consciousness. The lower mind, the moon, is integrated with the higher mind, the sun, by the spirit or the electromagnetic energy from above within. Remember that the physical moon has no light of its own. Its light comes from the sun. This is important symbolically. Now, the physiastic, astrocritical. I can't say these words. Let me say this. That's my Brooklyn, my Brooklyn accent. Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Esoterically.
Astroterically. Let me say this one too.
Metaphysics.
Metaphysics. Esoterically, Jews, listen carefully. Jews are not just a race in Israel. Is not just a race, and Israel is not just a country. Biblically speaking, that is in the esoteric, methodologically and symbolically describe one who has reached the higher consciousness. See, when you become, hold on, let me talk to these people. They're telling you. See, remember when anybody that been tuning into my summer conversations, you know I break things down. Remember I told you that being a Catholic or Christian is like grade level, pre-K, elementary school. And when you join Islam, it's like going into middle school, enter into high school. But then when you go to Hebrew Israelites, when you enter that realm, this is associates, bachelors, high degrees. Because you have unlocked, like I said, if you read this without the mama love inside of you, without the father ibuking you with this, if you read this just for face value, this book can turn you into a sorcerer. Hence, majority of these brothers in the Hebrew Israelite. Listen, these brothers got precepts for days. They could pull up a precept, anything. I can pass gas and it smells. Pull out the precept for that. Pull out the precept. John chapter 99, verse 55 says, when you pass gas and it smells like trash, then 9 out of 10 times the devil is inside of you. Preach. This is what they do. Meanwhile, little things like this, they don't have no understanding, no revelation, no nothing. They can't relate to this. And it's right in front of us. Let's continue. Look, higher consciousness by the way of meditation, by becoming a Jew inwardly. Let's continue. That is to say, having reached a union with the divine within, a person becomes a Jew, or a IAO, Latin, IEW, Greek, the enlightened state or ascension. Geographically, Israel was the northern territory and Judah was the southern territory. Jerusalem was not in Israel. It was located in Judah. All right? We all know that the northern tribes was the northern side of Africa, the western side of Africa, the Cameroons, the Benins, the Nigerias. Those are the northern tribes. They're not going to tell you these things. I'm going to tell you. And the southern tribe, Sub-Sahara, that's majority of us. You feel me? The majority of us. I don't care which tribe I am. I'm just looking forward to getting in and hearing the Father say, young man, job well done. That's all I care for. That's all we should care for. But what I do want, and I want to be alive, if it be the Father's will, I want to see the evil ones crumble, fall, suffer, meet their faith, meet their judgment. I want to be witness to that. I really do. I really want to be a witness to that. Outside of that, I can care less. Let's continue. It says, a geographic Jew is one who was from the southern kingdom of Judah, or the land or the tribe of Judah, or an actual bloodline Judahite. Much in the same way, listen carefully. Listen carefully. This is not my writings. I didn't put this together. Listen. Much in the same way, an Italian can be a Floridian. So an Italian can be from Florida or Washington. It was not necessarily specific to a person of a Hebrew descent. let's change this. A person of a Bantu descent. Listen, the chosen people, Jew, let me see what this says. Let's see what this says.
IO.
IO. So a Jew or IO or what? Let's see what this one says.
IEW.
Oh, I guess an IEW. IO and an IEW is the asterisk title. Listen, asterisk title given to the entitlees into the great ancient mystery school of the old through several processes upon completion of the curriculum. So this is a class. Come on now. They had learned and accepted through personal experimental evidence that the divine spark of what we call God/source was to be found within each and every human being on earth. In other words, there is where the term the Jews or the chosen people of God originated, right? See, the Jews are the chosen people of God for real. They are. The Jews are the chosen people of God. This is where it stems from. This is curriculum, people. This is class, people. Upon completion of the curriculum, this is class. This is class for them. Come on, man. Listen, let's go down. Let's go down. The chosen land or the promised land that is spoken of in the scripture is the human brain. But first, the Canaanites have to be driven out. The lower mind, listen, Canaanites. You remember Ham had Cain, at the Canaanites? But the Bible had you confused. They said, well, they had the Canaanites that was in Africa, and then they had the Canaanites, the Cains, that was in Israel. No. The children of Cain always was there. But the children of the Bantus was fighting against the Canaanites to get our land. Because that's where they was dwelling. Canaanites. They've been telling you this all this time. But you was getting spoon-fed by your teachers. They was giving you that sit still doctrine. You know that sit still believe. I believe I can fly. You wanted to believe that, huh, R. Kelly? Huh? Now that you're trapped in the closet, now you mad at everybody. Now people like me that's bringing forth truth. You saying that I'm bringing forth my own doctrine. This is my own teachings. He don't know what he's talking about. Who is he? He's not qualified. Look, they're probably going to be like, look, he got something on his head. He can't be preaching the gospel with things on his head. According to who? Who said that? Show me in the law. Show me where in the law it says not to have that. I'll wait for it. When you find it, you bring it to me. Let's continue. What it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. This is metaphorosis, by renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that's good and acceptable and perfect, the will of God. See, do you know why they see this? You know why they see things as metaphorical? You know why they see it? Because there's no Psalms 147 verse 19 says, I have given my word and my truth unto Jacob. I have never given unto any other nation. I have given it unto Jacob, I should say, because we know who Jacob is, right? Let's continue. The seal of Solomon, Star of David, is a 6-pointed star, was used as a symbol of the deep spiritual meaning. Some Kabbalists say it was symbolize God's completion rule over the universe, and that the two triangles represent duality and principle that brings us closer to the truth. The Star of David consists of two triangles, one standing upright and the other one facing downward. These symbols, let's continue. We're going to read. These symbols are used in alchemy and astrology to represent masculine and feminine principles and the four elements, each of which presents attributes attributes of characters and emotions. The symbol also represent as above, so below, within the two interlocking triangles, a representations of a higher and lower consciousness and spiritual / manner joining. The star relates to the mind and healing. The two triangles represent the masculine and the feminine parts of the thinking mind and the left and right membranes of the brain that dictates how we think, act, and perceive our creative aspect. You still don't know what this is referring to? You remember the Baphomet? Male and female, masculine and feminine merged together? Huh? Do you remember that? Do you remember? Should I pull that up? No, let's continue. Let's continue. You guys don't know what you guys are getting yourselves into, people. The right side of the brain symbolically is the feminine side because it's mostly dealing with emotions, creativity, and nurturing. The masculine left side of the brain is analytical, logical, and active. Form a spiritual point of view and balanced minds open up the pineal gland, your third eye, or the all-seeing eye, through which spiritually enables you to see things clearly. Also, our conscious mind is the father. The subconscious mind is the mother. What begins in thought, manifests in form. Much more on this aspect can be found in other writings. You can tell by this person's writings. This is an unbeliever. This is a European. See, Europeans don't believe because the spirit of the Father doesn't dwell in them. So to them, everything is just scientific. I get it now. Everything to them is scientific. See, science is associated with sorcery. Sorcery is synonymous with Satan or his saints. See, the individuals that have this understanding, you know why we love going to church and love praying to God, whether whatever they tell us to pray to. You know why we do that? You know why that's in us naturally? Because you was created by somebody. It's naturally suited for you to give worship to somebody. And a lot of these so-called black people now that you see is becoming rebellious and disobedient and could care less about God and all of that. A lot of these individuals are mixed breeds. A lot of these children that's being put on this earth is mixed breeds. So they're battling two bloods. You got the spirit of the Father trying to dwell in you and trying to make and have mercy on you, even though your forefathers went against the Father's rules and regulations, but yet the Father still have mercy. He's still giving us the opportunity, right? That's the righteousness. You know, when you want to do good, you want to help people and do etc., and then you got to deal with that other spirit. This is why the Father said not to intermingle. This is why he said, do not give your daughters nor your sons up to them. This is why. Because now you got the other side of you that got evil thoughts, that want to hurt people, that when you do wrong, it doesn't affect you. That's not you. That's that one bloodline against the other bloodline. This is the enmity between thy seed and your seed. Even eternally, you guys are fighting. Eternally, within yourself, you are fighting. You are fighting because you got the Father who created it all against Lucifer, who counterfeit it all. Merged together. Now, that's like a real dollar bill trying to stand out amongst fake hundreds. I got to give it to you in these type of terms because it's the only way you guys are going to understand. Because when I talk regular, it's me going off. But I digress. Let's continue. Now look, back to the ancient biblical scriptures. The earliest and greatest of the farmers of Christian, listen, it's not farmers, it's framers. Make sure I'm saying it right.
Framers.
That's right. I know I wasn't tweaking. Right? The earliest and greatest of the framers of Christian theologically, Philo, Clement, and Origen. And now new research make it positively clear that the Old Testament narratives are in their entirety rewriting of old Egyptian. So you see this? This is telling you that this Bible took place in Africa. They have to put Egyptian to throw you off. Because now when you think of Egypt, you're thinking about these Arabs. When you think of Egypt, you're thinking about the movie that came out, The Ten Commandments, when you see the Egyptians that color. But what they're trying to tell you is the writings is Bantu, Africa, the land of Africa material that was stolen, taken, and plagiarized and recreated to justify these evil ones as the overseers. They're telling you, he's telling you, of all, let's change Egyptian. Let's just put rewritings of all African material, distorted and absurd as it passed through later Hebrew hands. But I thought the Hebrews was in Egypt. Look at how they exposing themselves. Let's go. Because I got another one I want you to read. Some portions of Jewish history are utilized as the base and frame of these spiritual myths. According to the, I don't want to butcher this name.
Eusebius.
Eusebius, one of the three chief formulators of the Roman Christian theology, the gospel of the New Testament. Look, this is Bantu Princess. I need you to look this up for me. This right here. I need you to know who this guy is. Eusebius. I need you to look this up. I'll look it up, but it's going to throw me off. Right? The three chief formulators of the Roman Christian theology and the gospel of the New Testament are themselves old dramatic books of the essence in pre-Christian days. Ancient scripture, Egyptian, Hebrew, or otherwise, was never meant to be merely historical and literal. It was a spiritual symbolism, pure and complete. Allegories and metaphors. The phenomenon of altered history, transpired when the African writings were usurped and then converted into a literal narrative rather than the historic, allegorical and metaphysical, and the thinking of the whole Western world has since been based on the discovery of historical and literal events and timelines rather than the great, more powerful lesson containing which benefit above the veil of scripture's questioning. He said, just a thought, right? Right? Let's go to the other one. This one I'm going to have to zoom in because I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this. And it's sad that this is how they made the video. Oh, you guys can see it. Okay. Let me move myself down a bit. Okay. As long as you guys can see, I'm good. In the etymology, Isis Ra-El. The theophoric parts of the name Israel, example, the Israelites, the followers of Judaic religion, refers to the root meaning of the compound part, namely the Egyptian god Isis, rescripted as Sarah, and Ra, re-scriptured as Abram, and Canaanite gods El. So remember the first one I sent you. Isis was the mother, Ra was the male, and El was the divine deity. Now I'm showing you something else. Now Isis is for Sarah, Ra is for Abram, and the Canaanite gods is the El. I mean, at this point, people, if you still decide to believe that you are Isis, Ra, El, I don't know what to tell you. But we're gonna continue reading. In 1791, this is right after we fell. Right after, this is like a what is it, 100 years? What is it, 100 years after we was in captivity? 1611, 1791, this is 100 plus years. Let's continue. Constantine, what is it? I can't even say this word. Constantine. Oh, they're not even gonna let me say it. Hold on. Oh, they're not gonna let me say it. But anyway, the Constantine Volney in his The Ruins, a survey of the revolutions of empires, citing that Isis and the Osiris deception of the Pluralic and the previous work of Charles Duplessis, stated as a matter of fact that the God of Moses was Egyptian. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Oh, I didn't even show you my screen. Hold on. What did I say? It says in 1791, the Constantine Volney in his The Ruins, a survey of the revolutions of empires, citing the Isis and Osiris deception of the Pluralic and the previous work of Charles Dupas, stated as a matter of fact. You see that? You see the word fact? That the God of Moses was an Egyptian. That means the God of Moses was a colored man. See, I'm bringing forth the truth to you guys. I'm bringing forth the truth. But wait, they told you that the land of Africa is Ham. That's not for the Bantus. They gave you a segregated location. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hold on. What's going on here? So the God of Moses was not an Egyptian, but was the father of the Bantus. And his eyes dwell in Sub-Sahara in Africa. And the only reason why they was in Egypt, because the father wanted the Bantus to leave there with a great substance. Children, gold, food. Listen, when we left Egypt, we took everything. Listen, Egypt still didn't recover till this day. 2023, go look up Egypt. Egypt is a dirt place. These people, listen, you know these people by their fruits. Slobs, dirty, could care less. They that place is not righteous. That place is not holy. The Father gave them. You know why the Father left them there? Because those areas are dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a desert. It's no life. Y'all want that? Keep it. But when the kingdom comes, when the changing of the hands take place, Africa will be redone, will be remodeled, will be refurbished, will be looking good. And for the Bantus that's having doubts and concerns, listen, the Father's bringing all the nations back. everybody that had their hands in our demise, in our fall, they're bringing it back. They're bringing them. The Father's bringing them back. Don't worry. Don't worry, people. They got to clean up their mess. Don't worry. The Father got one particular area reserved for them. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just be very, very patient and just wait. Just wait and you'll see. Just be patient. But they bring in China. China's taking up. Yeah, China. Listen, the word Revelation says China is going to have a short time. Asia is going to be in power for just a short time. They got to come. All nations, all Lucifer's children has to come and see the Father directly. The Father's eyes don't dwell no other place. The Father's eyes don't dwell in Israel. The Father's eyes don't dwell in Europe. The Father's eyes don't dwell in Asia. Don't dwell in America. Don't dwell in South America. Don't dwell in the Caribbean. Don't dwell in Antarctica, Alaska, Canada, wherever you think the Father's eyes don't dwell there. His eyes has always and only dwelled in the Holy Land. This is why we don't have that connection. This is why the Bible feels like a fairy tale, because we hear the things. Yeah. Facts. Flies are still there. Everything is bad. Yo, till this day, Egypt has not recovered. It will never recover. This is why they're working so hard to keep in the children of Akobi here in America. When we leave, everywhere we go, turning into dust. When we leave, in the multitude that we will be leaving in, this place will turn into dust overnight. Facts. You got to understand this, people. These people know the truth. It's just you that don't know it. You're fighting it. You're fighting you fighting the evidence right before your face. Moses, the God of Moses was not an Egyptian. He's a Bantu. The Father's eyes only dwell in Jerusalem. The reason why you're not connected the way Abram was connected, the way Isaac, Jacob, and every single forefather was connected is because we are in areas where the Father don't dwell. The people that's talking to us is your conscience. Your conscience is your guardian angel. You know, the angel that at nighttime gotta go up into the stars and report your day. Yo, man, he did this, he did that, he did that. That angel that angel is the one that's talking to you. Remember, the Father called them the watchers. They are the eyes of the Father. He sees what's going on through them. You gotta know what you're dealing with, people. You have to know what you're dealing with, people. When we get back into that Holy Land and we start doing the righteous things and we start praying, listen, people in the land right now still connects with the Father, bro. You guys will be like, oh, look, demon possessed. Oh, look, that's that African spiritual nonsense. Nah, these people still connect. These people still connect with their ancestors. Remember, the words say, honor thy mother and thy father. You're supposed to honor everybody. You're not supposed to talk bad, they dead and gone. You're supposed to honor them. This is why it's starting to make sense. You see now why you see people will say things like, yo, I had a dream and I seen such and such. It's starting to make sense. Because we don't die. We don't die, we multiply. And these are the things that we as people need to get into our minds. We need to get this European perspective, theologian, satanic, Luciferian lies out of our minds. If we want to find out the truth, we need to start connecting back with our roots. To find the truth is to connect back with our roots. And everything got to be changed. We need a massive change. We need to change ourselves mentally. We need to change ourselves spiritually. We need to change our names, like the elder says. We gotta take all of that away from us. All of that got to be left behind. That's the only way we, as the children of Akobi, can get ahead. You gotta let it go. The word tells you that. We gotta leave her alone. We have to leave her alone. Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my children. Come out of her, the Bantus. Come out of her, the Akobis. Come out of her. Leave it. Don't worry. The Father got us. The Father is with us. Come on, man. Y'all got to make it make sense, man. It says, this assertion was, listen, look, it says, this assertion was quickly attacked by Joseph Presley, 1797. This is 6 years later, and thereby run amok. These type of, listen what it says. These type of dangerous assertions, in short, were quickly subverted. Subterfuge. I can't say this. Subterfuge. These personal correspondence between the second and third American president testified to this. See, dangerous assertions. You see this? They call it dangerous. Yo, if you want us to stay in power, we're not what? We're not having Moses giving any reference of his God being a Bantu in Africa. Because if black people know that, then black people's going to want to seek that. Them African Americans are going to want to seek that. Them Jamaicans are going to seek that. The Haitians going to want to seek that. Those that's in Brazil going to want to seek that. Because they're going to want that to make sense. That's a dangerous insertion. I'm not the one saying this. This is them. Look, this is a testify. This is two and three. The second and third American presidents testified to this. We think ourselves possessed, or at least we boast that we are so, of liberty, of a conscience on all subjects. Yeah, how far are we from the exalt privileges? In fact, there exists, I believe, throughout the whole Christian world, a law which makes it blasphemy to deny or doubt the divine inspiration of all the books of the Old and New Testaments from Genesis to Revelations. Who will run the risk of the translating the Dupas? Who will run the risk? Who's going to run the risk of what he said? Charles Dupas stated, who's going to run that risk? Who's going to risk it all to justify what this man just said? That the fact that the God of Moses was a Bantu, was an African. They're gonna put Egyptian, because Egyptian, for some apparent reason, within the Old Testament, it seems like Egypt is not even considered African. It's just a location of its own. So we went to Egypt, and then we went straight to the Red Sea. We crossed over, and then we end up in Israel. That's how they sell you in this. That's how they sell it to you in the word. But when you look on the map, you see Egypt in Africa. Hey. It says Adam and Jefferson, to repeat, two of the biggest genius in history of America, feared the risk associated with translating the generally correct views of Charles Dupas in his 1781 Fable and Astrology from French to English. In 1858, Samuel Dunlap in his Western of the Spiritual Man, citing Friends Movers, 1841, stated that the Hebrew was the first to turn the ancient sun god into a patriarch, right? Adam, listen, Atum, Adam, Ra, Abraham, Nun, Noah, etc. That therein, let me say this word right. Hold on.
Mediating.
Mediating a dysfunction or God reduction. Okay? In this way, antiquity disposed of its sun god. The Hebrews turned the sun god into a patriarch. Adam, Abram, Israel were names of Saturn. Ooh. So that, see? So we gotta really uncover the true names of our forefathers. Because we know that Saturn is Satan. Listen, Edom is Adam. And the ancient uses way to the name, the nations, the land, or the city after the chief god. The Greeks made these deities. Listen. The Greek made these deities founders of tribes. Hold on. This is why the Father, like the elder says, everything, the Father's unveiling things every single day. We got so much homework to do as slaves. We got so much homework to do as the children of Akobi because everything has been flipped upside down. We have been distorted in every way, shape, or form. All of these things has been flipped, and we got to fix it. The enemy is not going to bring forth you truth. The enemy is not going to bring forth truth. The enemy is going to continue feeding you the lie because the lie is going to continue leading you astray. The lie is going to continue allowing them to rule over you. They will never bring you truth. I want brothers and sisters to really, really meditate on that the enemy will never bring you truth. The truth will not be given to you by them. You have to go looking for it. You got to do your studies. You got to study to show yourself approved. If you're waiting for the enemy to bring forth information, you will never get the story. You will never uncover the lies. And we all got $1,000 phones in our possessions, and yet we're not using it for our freedom. $1,000 phones. All this information, but yet we're not using it for our freedom. You know why? Because we like being slaves. We like suffering from the Willie Lynch. We like being slaves. We like arguing. We like having sponsors. We like being under control. We like serving pagan gods. We like calling on Lucifer. I'm showing you what these people are writing. I'm showing you what these people are writing. And they purposely put it like this, so when you see stuff like this and how it looks, it doesn't have validation to it. This is what they do. This is what they do. But the Father is not trying to hear none of that. In 1884, Helena Blavatsky, in the volume of her two of her Isis Unveiled, citing Dutch Egyptologist William Platy, 1836 to 1903, and L. and Hodder Westrop and Wake Stanley on Philism, stated the following view. Let's go. L, the sun god of the Syrians, the Egyptians, and the Semites, is declared by Platy to be no other than Steph. Steph and El is Primavel. Let me make sure I'm saying it right, guys.
Primeval.
Oh, excuse me. Is the prime evil Saturn Israel. Sava is a Ethiopian god, the same as the Chaldean Baal, thus he is also Saturn. Saturn, El, Steph, Chiron are the biblical channels of the Amos, are all one of the same deities and may be all regarded in their worst aspect as the typhoon Set, the destroyer. When the religious pantheon assumed a more defined expression, Typhoon was separated from his energy and the god and the good deities and fell into the degradation as a brutal, unintellectual power. Okay. In 1927, Thomas Spivey, in his Christian and mythology, after stating that El means God, page 44, was summarized the Israel mythology, ethomythology. Let me just make sure I'm saying it right.
Etymology.
Etymology as following: Isis equal light plus Ra equals sun. El first cause. Israel equal the church of God. Hence is the church of God which goes forth to usurp the power and control of the established government, and the church of God rewards the Jews for the support by giving them control over Canaan, merchandising, and trading. Let's continue. Hold on. In 1935, Spivey and the Awakening of the Sixth Sense state the Israel mythology as the following: the prophets, to whom it is so important to venerate, is Isaiah, right? Isaiah, Isis, Ayah, is meaning light. Isis, Ra-El, is the light of Ra, the son of El, the first cause. The Hebrew expressed Isis as Jesse is in Israel is identical with Isis, the Egyptian god of light. The light meaning revealing wisdom / knowledge. Okay, let's continue. In 1956, Helton Holtema and his ancient sun god built on Samuel Dunlap, 1858, devoted an entire chapter to the Abram, the sun god, in which he cited Dunlap as having said the following hyphens included: the fire god of Ur was Abram. The Hebrew word Ab means father, and Ram, head sign of the zodiac, means most high. Abram and Israel were names of Saturn. Oh, I'm gonna bring this. I gotta give this to the big bro. He gotta look this over. We gotta look this over. We gotta look this over. We really gotta look things over now. We really gotta look things over. These people, yo, man, were the names of Saturn. I would like to be like the Most High. Okay. We're going to uncover it. Don't worry. We're going to uncover it. We're going to uncover it. Don't worry. We're going to uncover it. That's crazy. In 2000, Jordan Maxwell, who in his The Solar Cult lists Hilton Hotemi as the 6th recommended reading scholar, is Isis Ra-El. Video literature, question and answers, giving a fairly cognate synthesis of how, in his view, Judaism was formed by the migration process wherein the Phoenician Canaanites, Sub-Sahara, aka Hebrews, so also known as Hebrews. This is how they try to get you, right? with the Embo religion of the Isis cult and the Amen-Ra religion move north, encounter the Palestine god El, whom Maxwell defined as the planet Saturn. Damn, everything is falling back to Saturn, huh? The word Israel, the word Israel is another representation of past themes. Isis was the Egyptian moon god. Ra was the sun god of Egypt. Saturn was the god of Elohim. Isis, Ra, and Elohim is Ra El. Okay? And look, we got all the reference down here for you guys. All the reference. All the reference. We're not here to play. It says, Saturn. The connection between Saturn as defined in the Greco-Roman mythology is sub-morph of Egyptian mythology, and El as the I can't say this. Hold on.
Conceptualized.
See that? Reconceptualized in the Canaan, which is the Canaan, that African mythology to know is a subject to be clarified further. Discussion. Dunlap the Hebrew were the first to turn gods into patriarchs, give a fairly cognate and often outspoken statement. It takes some time, example, to decode the fact that Ra, the main Egyptian sun god, was turned via literary rewrite into the character we definitely gonna have a conversation. Oh yeah, we gonna definitely have to bring this up to the table today. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this. I'm bringing this to the classroom today. I'm bringing this to the classroom today, right? The main patriarch of the Judaic Christian Islamic religion, or that none, the main Egyptian primordial god, conceptualized as the chaotic waters that exist at the start of creation, becoming the character Noah, or Noom as he called in Islam. Wallace Bouget, 1904, of note, calls this process of making monotheism out of polytheism, God reduction, changing gods into prophets, in short, reduce the number of previously believed in gods, while at the same time keep the established religion. Let's continue. Who is there that does not know that the vapor of the sun is kindled by the rising of the dog star Sirius? The most powerful effect are felt on the earth from this star. When it rises, the sea are troubled. The winers in our cellars fulminate, and stagnate waters are set in motion. There is a wild beast named by the Egyptians Oryx, which when the star rises is said to stand opposite to it, to look steadfast at it, and then to sneeze as if it were worshiping it. There is no doubt that dogs during the whole time of the period are peculiarly disposed to become rabid. The guess above assembly of options is that the people who wrote the Old Testament, aka the Jewish Bible, took the sun Ra, the star Sirius, and the annual now flood Noon, and rewrote it into this marriage of Abram. Remember the marriage? Hear, O Israel. Okay? Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God are one. Remember I came off and read that to you? right? Marriage of Abram, Ra's son, and Sarah, Isis, who was born from Noah, Nun, Nile River, after the biblical flood. The followers of this new Egyptian modified, i.e., modified by adding El and other gods. Okay? Religion, according, came to be known as the Isis Raelites, and their main religious center called Israel, similar to how Helopis used to be known as the Helopisius creation myth in Egypt as the city of the sun, aka center of Ra worship. The following are related quotes. The Cohens, remember the Cohens? Who named themselves after the Cohens? Are the most senior Egyptian priest teachers. Wow. So now Khazars are the overseers of your African texts. Now Khazars, Ham, are the seniors of your African text. And you know why they qualify to be that? Because they Ham. And remember, they told you Ham is their land. See, they want you to focus on the little segregated location. That's where you from. You can't find a jot of history pertaining to us even being there. You don't even have a percentage of us over there. You're under 65. The people that's in the people that's in Israel right now that got 60 days to evacuate, it's only 100 and something of them. They can't even be fruitful and multiply over there. Come on now. Come on now. Make it make sense. Look who's the teachers. Listen, of the relation between Isis, Ra, and the Elias story, whether in its older or in its more recent form in Egyptian myths, not much needed here be said. In very early and probable pre-Israelitish times, Egypt may have had considerable religious influence on the land of Canaan or Palestine, and it will be easy to indicate points of affinity and between the Egyptian cosmogony and that in Genesis, the conception of the primeval watery envelope of all things, also that of the creation by a word, also the story of the conflict between Ra, the sun god, and the gigantic dragon. You see this? You see how they got to throw themselves in there? Epiel, or the Apupai, remain usually forcible of the Babylonian and in wise sense in the Hebrew cosmogony. But while fully admitting that the combinations of influence to which the Israelites were exposed, I do not think that the influence of Egypt upon the Israelites can be reckoned as all comparable to that of Babylonia. So they saying they don't know if all their information came from Egypt as far as their followings, but they know for a fact it's from Babylonia. Listen, it says Israelite means El prevails. And this is where you can get all this information. You can read it, page 53. You can read it, page 45. You can get this, The Awakening of the Sixth Sense, page 23. Matter of fact, let me screenshot this. Because you already know how these people are going to be. One day these things are not going to be in our disposal. One day these things are not going to be in our disposal. one day. I got it. But there you go. The Isis Ra-El, the Hebrew Credo. Hear, O Israel, the Lords, our gods are together and they make one Lord. And then they make you get down on your knees. They make you get down on your knees. Hold on, let me pull this up. They make you get down on your knees. And they make you pray to this. They make you say in Hebrew too. They make you say Shema, Yasharallah. They say whatever God. So when I was part of the GOCC, so you would say Shema, Yasharallah. You would say Ahaya Nawa, and whatever. I don't even remember. But this is what they made you say. And when you gave reference to this, matter of fact, let me pull up the Strong's for this. Pull up the Strong's for this. See? Let's pull this up. There's your Yah. There's your Yah. There's your Jehovah. Let's see this one. Oh, there's your Haya. And it's just like how I got it in the record. So when people is like, well, that's not his name, it's Ahaya. No. Look, you see the name? You see that? Let me show you guys something else. You see how they all got the same thing? You see this? Nobody deviates from that. Let's go. Oh, except for Yah. Nobody deviates from this. You see this? You see this? You can't run from this. Look. Adonai. Okay? Proper name for Lord. Let's click. See what they won't do is, right? They'll put Sir, Owner, Master, Lord, Master, Lord, Master, Lord. But you'll notice that they never put Baal. I would have to put Baal in for you guys to see it. It's crazy. I would have to put Baal in. So you got to put Baal in. You got to put Baal in. You got to put Baal in. Oh. Oh. You see Baal? This is all. They got it for men, husband, owner, man, owners, have, master, given, hairy, having, husbands, Lord. You see that? Chief priest. You see that? You see that? See that? See that? I don't even have to read this because you guys already know this. You see it right here. You see it right there. You see it right there. So when you running around and you saying my Lord Jesus Christ, you calling on Baal. You see it. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, Lucifer, is one. How did thou weaken the nation? How did you weaken the Bantus? How? See, these are the classes brothers don't want to attend because the things that I bring forth doesn't sit well with their soul. It exposes them for what they are and what they've been doing. It exposes them. They don't like that. They don't like that. But it's not my concern. It's not my concern. See, the truth is what's going to set you free. The problem is you guys don't want the truth. You want the lie. You want the fairy tale. You want the mystery. You want to live your life in faith and not in truth. You want to live your life in faith and not in truth. That's what you want. I get it. You want to live your life in faith and not in truth. You talk like you want the truth. You talk like you got the truth, but in reality, you want to live in faith and not the truth. In reality, you want to live under grace and not in truth. See, when you under grace, you can get away with murder. And because you under grace, you don't feel required or entitled to be penalized for it. That's what faith, this is what religion has created. This is what it has created. Just a bunch of, I don't understand how peasants can have can be prideful. Just a bunch of stiff-necked individuals owning no land, no power, no military, no nothing. But yeah, we walk around here with our chest out thinking that we better than each other. Pull out your sword. Iron sharpens sword. Iron sharpens iron. Sword and sword. Nobody want to hear all that. But the meaning behind iron sharpens iron is, look, yo, bro, you seen that? Yo, I seen that too. Oh, now you become wise with this wisdom. With this wisdom and being wise, you're then able to be a massive light for the brothers and sisters in darkness. That's what you're sharpening. These Hebrews want to take this information to want to come sit down and want to have a debate. If you think for 1 second that I'm taking this word, all this hard work, all this reading, all of these things, if you think that I'm going to take the time out to feed your ego, you must be super dumb. If you think that I'm going to take the time out to come feed you these, to bring this information out for you to then go behind closed doors to then come with a rebuttal to rebuke this, you highly mistaken. We ain't got no time for none of this. I don't got no time for you. You ain't got no time for me. I don't got no time. Only person I got time for is the children of Akobi and the Father. Whoever the Father brings to me, I'm only here to bring you closer to him. I'm here to expose the lies that has been told to the Bantu people for the last 400 years. I go to classes, I read. I may not be able to understand the words and say these big ass strong words because, English was never my strong suit. I'm a talker. I'm not here to read. I told you, give you the 411, but a breakdown and all that was never my forte, even when I was in school. So I don't knock it. But the information that I bring forth, nothing but facts. These people are not our people. These people are not one with us. These people could care less for you and I. But it seems that you have so much care and love, and I get it. You got that spirit of the Bantu in you. See, when you God's creation, that's automatically in you. But I want you to turn your love for them down or turn it off completely and stop taking that love and focus on each other. Because the word said, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. Love thy brother like you love yourself. Love your sister like you love yourself. Love your wife like you love yourself. Love your mother like you love yourself. Love your father like you love yourself. Love your sisters like you love yourself. Love your people like you love yourself. Love your nation like you love yourself. Love your community like you love yourself. Just love being a Bantu. And the sooner we put that in our minds and we let that be the foundation of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, then that's when you're going to see the change. Then you're going to start seeing the exodus back to the Holy Land. None of us is ready to go to the Holy Land. I'm not ready. You're not ready. None of us is ready. You know why? Because deep down, we still got this European mentality. Deep down, we still suffering from the Willie Lynch. We have not yet forgiven our forefathers for their mistakes. We spiritually might have forgave them, but mentally, we haven't forgiven them. Physically, we haven't forgiven them. Because every time you look at another brother and sister in a level of disgust and anger, or I don't want to say nothing to you, don't say nothing to me, I don't know you, why are you talking to me? As long as you're on that mentality, you still haven't forgiven your forefathers for their mistakes. I'm talking to you how you need to have it. And until you get up out of that, we're going to still be right here. And the longer you take, the faster the Father's going to move you out the way. Excuse me. The faster the Father's going to move you out the way and put somebody else in your place. What did he say? What did he say? He said, I can make stones, my children. If he could make stones, then what are you saying, fam? If he could make stones, that means we ain't nothing. We ain't nothing. So don't come over here with this pride. Humble yourself. Seek the wisdom. Talk to the Father. Stop listening to me. Listen to the Father. Talk to him. Talk to him. Put this book down. You don't need this right here it's a history. It's to show you what you're supposed to do and what not to do. You don't need this right now. What you need is a conversation with your Father. What you need is a conversation with your Father. And talk to him. Because this right here, this had made you too prideful. This right here has made it hard for you to see the bare obvious. This is what this have done. And that's what it's going to continue doing as long as you guys put more focus on this to try to prove and rebuttal, or I don't know, stand on the street corner and try to condemn people. I don't know what's your reasoning. But if you put in your more focus on this, then actually looking up and praying to the Father and talking to him, having a conversation with your Father, you're going to forever be at the bottom. Forever be at the bottom. And you can take it for what I'm saying. You can take what I'm saying, or you can just do what you want to do. Follow what you want to follow. I'm not here to take anybody from whatever they teaching. If that's what you believe in your cold heart. And even for me, me bringing forth things to brothers and sisters, these are people that I love, that I generally have love for. If it's in your heart and you ain't trying to take that, and you ain't trying to wake it, and you want to stand where you stand at, don't worry about it. Mark my words, after today, Today will be the last time you ever going to hear me reaching out to anybody or anyone, unless you reach out to me and say, yo, man, I would like some more information. But for me to go out my way and be like, yo, bro, look at this. Read that. You see this? You see, I'm not doing that no more. Because let me tell you something. When these people, they already just came back from the G7 summit. These people are sitting down with a master plan. You think I'm sitting here while they planning for our demise? You think I'm sitting here trying to prove to you why we are bound to? While everything that's in this book took place in the Holy Land, in Africa? You think I'm at that time to be fighting with you about that? Meanwhile, they trying to plot for our demise. Maybe I need to focus on what I need to focus on. I'm going to focus on the people that want this truth. I'm going to focus on the people that tune in and watches and gather information that takes this and apply it to their everyday lives. These are the people that I'm focusing on. I'm not focusing on no Hebrew Israelites. Not focusing on no lost Christians. I'm talking about those that jumps out their bed on a Sunday to go put on they Stacey Adams with their tight ass suit with their pink socks to go walk up into an altar full of European ornaments, get on their knees and pray and scream out hallelujah. I'm not gonna do that for you. I'm looking for the brothers that see what's going on, that they know that there's a spiritual detach. Their spirit is calling for something, but yet there's a spiritual detach because of religion, because of science, because of sorcery. I'm coming to them because they the ones that wants that answer. They the ones that's like, nah, man, we from Africa, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't give me that. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm going to talk to you. You know why? Because after I show you that everything that's inside of this took place in one place, you're going to be more focused on uncovering this. And you're going to be the one that's going to help us reach to that next level. That next level is sitting on that throne. Like I said in my previous podcast, these people got a 400-year head start. They're 400 years ahead of us. They gave us 400 years of lies, of foolish history. They gave us 400 years of confusion. They gave us 400 years of separation. They took us from our mothers. They took us from our aunts. They took us from our uncles. They took us from our sisters. They took us from our brothers. They put us in little areas. They raped our moms. They raped our fathers. They did everything. All the things you could imagine. Anything that you could imagine can be done to a human, they had done to us, and they done it, and they've been doing it. They have 400 years head start. And what you guys are witnessing now is the aftermath of that 400-year butchering, slaughtering, lies, confusion, deception. Let's not act like once upon a time we didn't wake up and thought that Christmas was something that we were supposed to do every year. That when we woke up, we couldn't wait for December 25th. Let's not act like we didn't wait for Easter. Let's not act like we didn't look forward for the New Year's. Let's not act. I'm not acting like these things, like I was a participant in these foolishness. I'm saying that these things was one of the main reasons why we don't have our brothers no more. How many dead homies you have? How many dead parents you have? How many dead relatives do you have? And when you look at their record and how they lived their lives, you telling me that they was living their lives righteously? How is black people going to church every Sunday, praising Jesus, but yet is the highest race for all diseases on this earth? That means something is not right. Come on. You guys got to make it make sense, man. You guys got to make it make sense. You guys got to make it make sense. Yes, I believe there are a mix. They are mixed, and they are a tribe of Dan or Canaans or the serpents. listen, we're so how can I say this? We're just a mixed multitude, man. You know what I'm saying? We went against everything that the Father told us to do. When you read the word, you'll find out that we was disobedient. And this is the aftermath. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Like, the aftermath of where we at is because of our forefathers. And we have not forgiven our forefathers because we're still doing the same exact things that was harmful for us back then. We're doing it now. But now we're doing it in an aggressive manner now. I'm watching colored women give themselves up to European men. Like, things that it will be forbidden to do because we already know what these people done. We already know what these people are capable of. Forbidden. Now we openly doing this because these brothers could do 2 dance moves. You thinking he got a little black in him. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Son doing some pull-ups. Now his body's all nice and cut up. He got tattoos now. She getting another tape up now. He looking like one of us. Are you crazy? That's like telling a Jewish survivor to have a relationship with Hitler's children. That's like having a Jewish survivor to have a relationship with Hitler's children. That you even mentioned that it was a high level of disrespect, but not us. Oh, not the black people. See, the black people, when the word said we are discontinued from thy heritage, listen, you look for anything you look for any validation. You look for any validation that's gonna allow you to be accepted. So you did that so you can go inside a European home so you can show them that you are the good slave. I'm not a bad slave. Not all black women are the same. I'm good. I love your son. I love him. I love Daniel. So when you have a child, right, what are you gonna name him? I'm gonna name him Steve. Because that's the name that is white and black. Or we gonna name him Steven. Yeah. Stephen Mowakowicz. Yeah. Get pregnant, carry a European baby and say, yo, I want to name his name Trayvon. Come on, hon. We don't want that. Can you imagine that child being everybody in that household calling Trayvon Martin? It doesn't sit well. But yeah, it sit well with you to have your legs open for that. That's disgusting. Get a daughter and you're going to name her Becky. Get a daughter and you're going to name her Helen. You can't name her Taquisha. What's your daughter's name? Taquisha. We're not having that. No. Taquisha. How do you even spell that? Doesn't matter. That's the name we want. But what about school? What about what people is going to think about her? Who cares of what people is going to think? See, this is the reflect. This is how they deflect blackness by saying foolishness like that. How they going to say the name? People's going to make fun of her. Who gives a damn? It's black. It ain't European. I think you're more foolish when you a black girl. You look all black and you look beautiful, and then you go into an area. They're gonna say, "What's your name?" "Oh, my name is Helen." Hey, what? Come on. Christians aren't following. Christians are following Luciferian. Christians don't. Let me tell you something. Christians don't know. Christians at this point, Christians don't even know what they're following. Christians following Islam. Christians following Christianity. Listen, to sum it all up, Christians follow paganism. Wherever paganism arises, Christian is right after. Christian is right behind it. If they had such thing as pagan chicken, Christians would be the one eating it. Let me say that again. If they had anything called pagan chicken, Christians would be the one eating it. First ones at the table. They'll be the first ones online. Spoon, forks, everything. And would have did it on Sunday. Christianity is the worst thing that ever happened to black people. Well, let me take that back. Hebrew Israelite was the worst thing that ever happened to black people. Because at least with Christians, there's a hope. Hebrew Israelite? Oh, you can't tell them nothing. They taking that to the grave. I had a brother tell me, listen, man, I'm calling on a higher to the grave. I said, you gonna call Lucifer till you die? I said, damn, homie. All right. When I'm on the other side, I'm be like, damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. Heck happened to you. You started calling on Lucy and then doing his duty. Now your ass is gone. Like one of them white girls in them scary movies. Just like Sahara Desert changed to sand when Zaza, our mother, left, Sulini gave them dust to leave in. Yeah, Father, listen. So much to fix, so much research. Yes. Hold on. Let me screenshot this right here too. Hold on. I'll screenshot it later. Let me write it down. Bantu Princess, my big bro will be sending you an email to bring you into class today. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that. Write this down. And class about to start in like 2 seconds. So I'm about to log off. Bishop. Caesarea in Palestine. Come on. Look at these people. Look where they're located. Yeah, the Ethiopians are pagan. Listen, I'm thinking that the Ethiopians are majority of them are Esau. You know why? Because when you look up Ethiopia, you know the Ethiopian land or that area is the only area that doesn't have no outside influences, right? Like, you know that Cameroon is occupied by French. So, you know, a lot of French, like Ethiopia don't have nobody. Ethiopia is a free state, is a free area in Africa. You can look it up. The question you got to ask is why? How did that area become freely? Or could it be that majority of the mixed children dwells there? You know, only time will tell. Listen, we find a lot of things every day. This is how the Father works with us. We find things every day. When you start doing your homework, he starts unveiling things to you right before your eyes. And brothers and sisters don't like that. They don't like it because they like the state that they're in. Now, I'm telling people all this all the time, man. You like being slaves. You don't want to put that work in. You don't want to be a hunter. You don't want to be a gatherer. You don't want to be a supporter. You don't want to be a rider. You don't want to be a king. You don't want to be a prince. You don't want to be a princess. You want to be a peasant. You want to spend the rest of your life waking up, answering to somebody, coming home, getting a day or maybe 2 days day off, and then, you know what I'm saying? Just be a regular. As long as you getting paid by these people, you content. And this is why the Father is doing what he's doing. This is why the money's gonna collapse. You're gonna really start seeing people head like a chicken head chopped off. You're gonna see a lot of people running crazy, especially brothers that's in the truth. Everybody could talk that talk when there's nothing wrong going on. But when it hits the fan and you realize that the people that you've been investing your time to, the teachers and all that, ain't got nothing for you, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, you gotta stay, sis. Yes. Listen, when you watch that video again, Bantu Princess, hold on. Matter of fact, listen, I'm about to have my own Roku channel. Y'all gotta watch out for that. Them tight suits, man. You gotta watch out. Cane babies got their legs open to Christopher Columbus. Are you crazy? Yo. And the sad thing is when I see them, I be like, that don't even look right. Like, I seen this black dude, man. This cane baby he had, man. I was like, damn. As I don't know if you got low self-esteem or she got low self-esteem, but y'all looking like, nasty. Yeah, I'm getting ready for the class, y'all. So again, Bantu Princess, my big bro should be sending you the invitation. So get ready, stay tuned, and we're gonna do what it do. For those that don't know who I am Junes the Original, aka Mr. Keep My Foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathen nice snakes. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all.